crap. Oh, what am I looking for? Gangster, what's happening? What's the deal, man? I hope the volume ain't too low. Let me see. Country Ghetto, what's happening? Yo, so, I don't know if this light gonna help or not, but let's try it. So I named this video, whatever I just named it. Shovel, what's up, man? You need to hit me up. So, check this out, right? Alright, a couple things I was thinking about. One was, no, screw Station 5. I knew I was working Station 5 last week. No. They had like 7 or 8 shootings over there in a shift. 6 of them was like back to back. Nah, I'm out. I'm all the way out. I got enough blood on me last week. Angel, what's happening? So, alright, so it was a few things. 2 of them relating to trucking. 1 is not, right? So, 2 things is a mistake. Let's start with me. A mistake I made in the past is trying to grow too fast, right? So I had 4 trucks running because I got so caught up on the money that I can make, right? And it overwhelmed the crap out of me because when you're running your own authority, it's a lot you got to do. It's really hard to be in the truck full time when you got a lot of stuff you got to do to stay compliant, right? So I remember seeing this dude come in on somebody live I was on, might have been Dirty Broke Live. This dude come in and said, it might have been Cooley Live, I don't remember. This dude made a comment about that it wasn't a lot of paperwork you had to do when you got your own authority. So I'm like, bro, like how long you had your authority? Because from the way he's speaking, he's gonna fail. Talking like that, he's gonna fail. He hadn't been through nothing. There's no way he been through nothing. He talking crazy like that, right? So a few people hit me up and they keep asking about getting their own authority, right? Man, if you hadn't mastered being a lease, let's say if you hadn't mastered leasing on to somebody, then the percentage, not saying people aren't successful because people are. The percentage of people just have your own truck with no authority is a lot. Facts. The percentage of people that have their own that hadn't been in trucking a long time and they succeed, very rare. But no, what's happening? It's very rare. You know, because like I say, when that dude made that comment, I'm just saying to myself, like, this dude is totally uneducated, and I guarantee you he is running all freaking wrong. All wrong. You know, I'm sure he's not keeping up with his mileage, his fuel, not just the price of fuel. So a lot of people get that twisted. They think like, okay, I spent this much in fuel. No, I'm talking a whole lot deeper than that. I'm talking about how many gallons you got and what all states you got them in. And at the end of the quarter, when it's time to do IFTA, you could say, I purchased this many gallons total and this how many I got in Cali. This how many gallons I got in Florida, Texas, Oklahoma, blah, blah, blah. This how many miles I ran total. This how many miles I ran in each state. And you got to do that for the quarter to do your IFTA. That's how you do your IFTA. So, you know, so that's what I mean. So you got to keep up with that stuff. You got UCR fees. You got heavy highway taxes, which is $22.90. You got RRP registration. You got drug consortium. You got what am I forgetting? What am I forgetting? I literally just made a list for my homeboy. I can't even remember. It was like it's a whole list of stuff that you got to keep up with. And that's how you stay compliant. So like I mentioned before, my homeboys was telling me, yeah, annual inspections. I forgot about that. My homeboys was telling me like, man, you gotta get out of the truck, man. You gotta get out of the truck. Man, I was loving being behind the wheel of a truck. I didn't want to get out of no truck. This stuff was going in one ear out the other until basically, you know, indirectly, I was forced out of the truck. Like, either you gonna get out and you gonna get caught up on this paperwork, because I was months behind, yeah, your maintenance. Or, you know, you gonna end up failing your audit. So, yeah. You got maintenance records you got to keep up with. Your annual inspections that you got to keep up with. You got... Well, don't look like I got no ice. So, oh no. Oh, yeah, here we go. Hold on. Hey, I need to dump somebody canned out because I need this bed. Dang. I know I'm unprepared, but you know what? It's a good time because most people come in trying to get... Yeah. Got something cooling down now. Hold on. Let's try this. Whoa. The paperwork, right? So I was talking about all this paperwork that you gotta have, and I was forced out of the truck. That's right. I was forced out of the truck because I needed to get all this paperwork done and be caught up to be compliant. And it was so much to do that I didn't know I had to do, right? So I ended up getting caught up, passing my inspection, everything like that. So I knew it was gonna be like really hard for me to stay in the truck and these vehicles driving by are loud as crap. They're like super duper loud. So I can't even hear myself talking. All this happened because it got me all off track. I already have a hard time. This is a horrible life. I keep losing reception, phone overheating, everything. Somebody help me stay focused because I'm about ready to get off here now. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Anyway, do you a Excel spreadsheet, and basically every day keep up with you know your talking about paperwork. Okay, cool. Everybody keep up with the load that you book, right? So where you coming from, where you going to, how much the load pay, the fuel, what state you got fuel in, how many gallons you got, how much it costs, how many miles you ran total, and how many miles you ran in each state. If you had to get truck wash, food, parking, if you pay for reserve parking, and any maintenance issues. And you know, if you highlight it and you stroll, and you can go to the little section on the right and click on, you can add it up. So you can add it up by the day, and you can add it up for the whole month, and it'll do the calculation for you. And that way you know how much you grossed that month, how much you spent on fuel for that month, how much you spent on parking, food, or maintenance, or whatever else. All right. So you take that. But now what's happening? You take that total of, and if you factor, if you got your own thought, use a factor company, put that in there too. If you use a dispatcher, put the dispatcher fee in there too, right? So your gross is one thing, and then when you do your deductions for your net, you're gonna have your net. Then at the end of the month, you got other deductions you gotta do, right? Which is your truck insurance, your truck note if you got one, and if you got a business cell phone or whatever else. So not only you got your gross and you got your normal monthly deductions like your fuel, dispatcher, whatever the case may be, then you still got your truck payment, cell phone usage, your factoring company, and whatever else you got on there. So that's gonna tell you what you made net, you know, clear of everything at the end of the month. If you don't like how them numbers look, you know you can't afford to hire a driver. So let's start there. If you don't like how them numbers look, you can't afford to hire a driver. So don't be trying to force something to work like, well, if I can just get more of this, then I can get a driver then. No, you need to fix whatever the issue is. So you need to get rid of some stuff. If you need to learn how to be a mechanic and fix stuff yourself, or whatever the case may be, you need to try to fix those issues first. Don't go trying to add on to something that you already don't like. You have to master that one thing first. All right? Now, in my situation, I already had my own authority, and I ran it 3 years straight before I leased on. And to give you a background, some people who do know business, I didn't factor for a whole year. And that's with, I was running 3 trucks at the time. So I'm running 3 trucks, no factoring for a whole year, waiting a full 30 days, and sometimes 45, 60, 90 days to get paid. So that goes to show you that I had enough money to sustain me, right? So with that being said, that just giving you that glimpse will show you, even though I wasn't prepared to, like I thought I was. Well, I ain't gonna say like I thought I was. I knew nothing going in. I ain't know nothing. Let's just keep it real. I ain't know nothing. Absolutely zero. Like literally zero. I knew nothing going in, number one. Number two, like I said, I had enough money behind me to sustain me. Now, if I would have made some changes early on, then I could have fixed some of those issues. But the thing is, I was so inexperienced, I didn't even know to fix those changes. Enough money came. Enough money can be a headache because you were dealing with a bunch of paper. Yes, man, it was an extreme headache. My household fell apart because of the business. So, cause I was always working. When I wasn't on the road, I was working. When I wasn't at the fire station, I was working. While everybody sleep, I was working. 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, I was working. I was working between calls at the fire station. We're going to run right now, and on the way back, I'm in the passenger seat, and I'm doing paperwork. Yeah, it's hard to stay on track and have a normal life and work, And then when you paying somebody to do that, because some people ask me, what if you pay people? What if you already don't like what your numbers look like? You ain't going to want to pay nobody. You can't afford to pay them. You know what I'm saying? It goes to feeling like, okay, I got my own business. I'm happy about having my own business too. I basically have a job. That's basically what you got at that point. You got a job. It is a full-time job. And you're working harder doing that than you would be working if you just worked for somebody. All right? Again, the same person that made that comment about it is not a lot of paperwork. Man, a person like that, I'm not going to even say him in particular, a person with that type of mindset, they're going to end up becoming a company driver, because something definitely going wrong, 100%. They're going to end up becoming a company driver, or they're going to completely get out of business altogether, and they're going to make an excuse why they got out and say, well, you know, I just didn't like it, wasn't for me, because they don't want to face the fact that they failed. You know, and you've been bragging to everybody about how good you doing and how much money you make, and you showing out in front of people and you spending all your money up. So now you too embarrassed to say, look, I failed, you know, this is why I went wrong, blah, 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 blah. So you just hide and just say, oh, well, you know, I ain't really want it. I sold everything. No, it's BS. Come on. If anybody that's doing really, really good, they're not about to let it go. They ain't about to just let it go. A lot of people think life is all fun and games. Yeah, until taxes hit them, until till breakdowns hit them, until they look at the raw numbers. You know, a whole lot. It's a whole lot that go into this, and everybody, too many people are looking at what somebody else is doing and judging their lifestyle based on that. You know, being a leased owner op ain't for everybody, and having your own authority ain't for everybody. Everybody have to pick their lane and stick with it and quit comparing themselves to other people. That's where most people are having the issues, because they keep looking at somebody else's lifestyle and feeling like that they should have somebody else's lifestyle. No, your life is yours and theirs is theirs. And you need to master what you have in front of you first before you can go try to do something else. Like I said, if your funds ain't right, yeah, you don't need to begin your own authority. That's just real talk. You do not need to begin your own authority if your funds are not right. You know, my personal opinion, it's just my opinion only. Just talking about that, and it's just my personal opinion only. Personal. Ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. Exactly. You know the crazy part, I was just talking to my homeboy about that word where you say journey. And my next business, that's the name I picked up for my next business, The Journey. Because it's a journey. You're going to face a lot of challenges and a lot of roadblocks on a journey. And it's gonna prepare you to sustain whatever you're trying to accomplish. Is gonna prepare you to sustain it for a lifetime. Now, the number one key to every single thing I'm talking about is the fact that whatever you're doing, you have to love it. If you do not love something, you do not need to do it. Period. If you feel like you're gonna get in something because you're so focused on money, money is gonna cause you to fail. Carl, what's happening? 93% of owner ops fail. That number has skyrocketed because it used to be 70 or 75%. Now that's 93. I knew it was high. I didn't know it was 93, but I knew it was a whole lot higher than 75. Because when I first got in trucking in 2015, it was like 75%. Well, a whole lot more people came in the game since then as an owner op. In Texas County, I already know where you at getting that money. I know you at. So, like I say, my bad. Like I say, you have to master whatever you got going on. If you're a company driver, you need to master being a company driver. If you're an owner op, you need to master being an owner op. Nah, I got you. No, I ain't gonna put your business out there. I know you getting it in. And man, I don't know if you can park around here. Well, you might be able to. Man, you're gonna have to shoot me a text on my main phone. was a company driver. Forever, turn the key off, no more words. That's all I have. The kids always on facts. I like that. I like that. So, like I say, man, you really gotta master what you're doing, because if you don't master what you're doing, it's no way possible you're gonna be successful moving forward, because you hadn't mastered what you got going on. All right, for example, if if hmm if you never been in trucking, let's start there. If you never been in trucking, and how you gonna, and you want to get a truck and you want to hire somebody, how you gonna know what to pay them? You know, are you gonna pay them by a percentage? Are you gonna pay them by the mileage? You know, this stuff you gotta know. Or how much money you gonna spend in fuel, daily, weekly, every month. You gotta know that. You gotta know how much tires cost. You gotta know how much roadside tow trucks cost. You gotta know all this stuff. See, nobody is telling these people this, and people jump in the game because they get tricked. Curtis, what's up? What's happening? Yeah, they get tricked, right? So they jump in the game and they get tricked like I did, and then now they run into a roadblock and they realize they don't have money to keep going, right? And or they never been in it, and they let somebody talk them into getting a truck, and then the person that you have to pay is telling you how to run your business because you're clueless. So guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna have you paying them crazy amount of money, which you can't afford. So they might tell you, oh man, I've been getting $2,500 paychecks every week, man. And you lack the information, and you pay them $2,500 every week. The insurance the first year, oh man. You know how much I was paying for insurance? $7,500 when I first started. One truck, $7,500 a month. A month. A month. That was a Louisiana rate and a new driver rate combined. That's why I don't put info out like that, because I don't want no one else falling off a truck trying to mob me. Hey, facts. You know, so yeah. So now that truck isn't eating first. The truck isn't eating first. 25, 30, 30K a year. Facts. All right. If that truck isn't eating first, number one, the driver can't even be employed. You cannot employ a driver if the truck is not eating first. If you don't have money for fuel, you don't have money for maintenance, if you don't have money for the truck payment every month, if you have one, if you don't have money for that, you can't even employ the driver. So let's start there, all right? If you looking at your raw numbers and you looking at it costing you this much a month for a truck note, costing you this much a month for insurance, costing you this much a month in fuel, okay, what you gonna pay your driver? Because if the driver ain't getting paid enough, he gonna quit. He or she, they gonna quit. So now you been talked into getting a truck, and you don't have CDL. So now you got a truck note that you got to pay. You can't even move it yourself. The driver didn't quit on you because he already felt like he wasn't making enough money, he or she. So now you in a situation where you have a liability on your hands, plus your personal bills. All right? Another mistake I see is pretty much the same concept, but the person who owned the truck, they started stashing all the money in their pocket. So now when some stuff go wrong, because they ain't taking the money, they buying Jordans, they putting rims on their cars, they paying bills at all the girls' house. You know what I'm saying? They doing all this crazy stuff with the money, making it rain in the club. Then the truck broke down. Oh, bro, I ain't even got the money to fix it right now. Bad business. All right? And then, to piggyback that, you know, that ain't their money. It is, but it ain't. That is not your money. That is your business money. You have a social security number that identifies you. Your business have an EIN number, which identifies their business. You know, not thinking about the business at all. Not at all. You know, so two different entities. You, social, business, EIN number. You personally, instead of taking from this business, and now this business failed because you've been taking all the money and living a lavish lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, this person, this driver, they don't understand how business work because they ain't never been in that position. They're gonna get jealous. Like, man, this dude, he buying brand new Camaros. He putting 26-inch rims on it. He's stunning. He taking all these pictures on Facebook and Instagram, and I'm doing all the work. I'm mad. Even though they ain't paid for no fuel. If you're doing flatbed, they ain't bought no tarp. They ain't paid no truck note. They ain't paid for none of this. They mad because they looking at the fact that they are working and you are living a rich man's dream. And it appears that way. Because like I said, the truck breakdown, they got a business. So that's the appearance. So, Devin, what's happening? So, like I say, that could make your driver quit too. Because they seeing you living this lifestyle. That's why I say I made a comment before, don't ever let your driver feel like y'all homies. Started hot shot a year ago, watch you, now ready for the semi. What you think? Jump in the semi. That's what I think. Jump in it quick. Stack your money. Have enough to buy a semi. Have enough for maintenance on the semi. Because you can buy a semi and that sucker can break down on the first load. Now, even with that being said, I feel like the pros outweigh the cons on the semi. So, get a semi. Alright. So like I say, don't make you and your driver feel like y'all homies. Y'all need to have mutual respect for each other, but don't make them feel like they your homie. Alright? Don't be pulling up with all these nice cars and clothes, and you got your cologne on and your Rolex and you standing in front of them. They gonna get jealous, period, point blank. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. Because they gonna feel like they working hard and you just sitting back chilling. Which that may be the case. But it don't matter. You don't need to show them that. You know what I'm saying? You just don't. Because just people get jealous. Alright. So you need to take care of your driver, take care of your truck. Alright? You know what I'm saying? Take care of your truck and take care of your driver. That need to be your priority. Because guess what? That will sustain you long term. You will continue to make money long term if you do that. The driver's happy. He's making good enough money to take care of his family and not live paycheck to paycheck. You know what I'm saying? And the truck is going to last because you're taking care of it. So, my mindset is slow, consistent money versus fast, large lump sum of money. Because that fast, large lump sum of money is not going to last long. That slow, consistent money is going to last for pretty much forever. You know what I'm saying? So it may not be forever with that particular driver and that truck, but the concept of it is going to last forever. Because first thing going to happen, if you're taking care of that driver, you're taking care of that truck, guess what that driver going to do? Tell his homies, like, hey, man, I'm good where I'm at. You know, my boss man take care of me. I mean, I tell him something wrong with the truck, he take care of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm making good money over here. I'm home as much as I need to be home. So, yeah, I ain't going nowhere. And then now, that person they talking to, they want it, man. He looking for any other drivers. He or she looking for any other drivers. You know, hey, man, if they get another truck, tell them to call me. I want to get in this other truck. So now you got this driver bragging. Everybody want to work for you now. Because they know the money is consistent. They know you taking care of everything with the truck. And you going to keep them rolling. I want to be there. I want to work there. You know what I'm saying? The hazmat insurance is even higher. Man, oh yeah, facts. Cause I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think you gotta have a minimum of $2 million insurance to get hazmat. Carl, you will have to tell me about that. I could be wrong, but I think it's $2 million. Same thing with passenger. If you start a charter bus company, you gotta have a minimum of $2 million for that. It's either $2 million or $5 million for hazmat. I don't remember. Trust me, bro, I got it. Facts. So, but like I say, take care of your truck, take care of your driver. Money is gonna come in forever. It's on up. Man, I don't even know what that is, but it sounds like a lot. Few incentives and bonuses will keep a driver happy as well. Oh yeah, so I just gave my driver a little incentive. So I'm glad you brought that up, Bernard. I just gave my driver a little extra. Like, hey man, you know, we had a good week. Boom, here you go. Alright. So I don't hide nothing from my driver, right? I send my driver the rate cons. I pay my driver by the load. But I tell, and I show my driver everything. I'm like, look, all right? Because the reason I do that is because people will try to count your pockets, number one. All right? Number two, people can feel unappreciative. They can feel like you're making $1 million off their back. So I show my driver, right? Show him the rate con, and I show him, all right, look, bro. From day one, I showed him, all right, listen, this how much the truck note costs a month. All right? This how much the insurance is a month. This is percentage I pay to be leased on. So this is the minimum of what we need to make every month. Boom. Here's your percentage. Now, if you want to be paid a percentage of the load versus be paying by the mile, this is what the truck got to make every week. Because these fees have to come out. If this not taken care of, this truck can't even roll. So this is why I share the information with them. Not dictating how often you be at home. All my requirements is you take care of the truck, and we need to make enough money where this here is taken care of. So what I do, wait, make it was happening. So what I do with that, like I say, I don't hide nothing from him, number one. Number two, he already know. So this is another thing I do, right? So with Landstar, right? That's who I'm leased to, with Landstar. So when you get a rate con, it's got the breakdown of everything. Fuel surcharge, tort fee, if it's tolls, etc., etc. I know I don't tell people this, but I'm just for the sake of the video, I'm gonna tell you. So right, so show what the percentage is, right? So just say they pay me on this particular load, $100 of this money is for tarping, right? I split that with my driver. So he get 50, I get 50. The reasoning for that is if I need new tarps have to be replaced or whatever, I need to be able to pay for it. So the money I make out of this has to replace a tarp. He's tarping a load, so he needs to be compensated. So we split that. If they pay me $100 for tarping, we split it. If they pay me $200 for tarping, we split it. Facts. Take care of your business, take care of your equipment. Yeah. So the money I don't split with my driver is if I got to pay for tolls and I got to pay for fuel. Other than that, if they do a load and unloading fee on there, if they do tarp fee on there, whatever extra on there, hazmat pay on there, I split that with my driver. You know what I'm saying? And my driver don't mind. My driver will run anywhere. My driver will tarp any load or whatever, because he know he going to be compensated well. And like I say, I don't dictate how often my driver go home, because guess what? At the end of the day, I know that he's going to make the minimum, at bare minimum, he's going to make a certain amount of money every single week. So we got a relationship. Now, at the same time, with this being said, I teach my driver how I need the truck to operate. Because he know how to book loads, he know how to run loads, he know how to top loads, he know how to do all that. But I had to basically reel him back in. So I let him make a mistake in the beginning. And it wasn't like a bad mistake. It didn't cost me no money or nothing like that. But I showed him something. He booked the load going to the West Coast, a particular area in the West Coast. Load paid great, right? Well, that load went into a dead area. That's why it paid so great. So now with that being said, he got over there, and there wasn't nothing but BS loads coming out, paying like $1 and some a mile, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? So I ended up just we set, but it was by choice. I told him just take his 34 because I was gonna try to wait it out on something good to pop up, right? We ended up having to take a load that paid like $1.54 a mile, right? And the reasoning for that, instead of just shooting over to California and grabbing something good, the reasoning for that, I needed him back to where I had most of my connections at. Number one. Number two, I still need to pay him, and I need to pay for fuel. So it's a business move. I had to take this load. Business move, right? But they showed him, because every time he made those little mistakes like that, I showed him. This is why I don't want the truck to go to these particular areas, because of situations like this. Okay, this is why you don't take this. This is why you don't take that. You know, show him what areas to run, what areas not to run, and to always build a relationship, right? And so now I took over dispatching him again. I had to let him make his mistake to show him what he was doing wrong. So I don't want to say how much money I made in this video for a specific reason, but I dispatched him, right? I dispatched him. When he seen the gross from a single week with me dispatching him, blew his freaking mind. I said, this is why I want my truck in certain areas. I want you to run certain lanes because of this. Because you have to chase the freight, don't chase the money. The money will come. And the name of my business is Freight Chasers. I chase the freight because the money will come. If you chase your business, I don't care what your business is, the money gonna come if you chase the business, right? So like I say, I done showed him that. So after I taught him that, he ended up booking 2 great paying loads that was only like 650 miles, 650. Great, really, really mind-blowing loads he done booked, right? So now I can kind of start stepping back again, letting him do his thing. So what he'll do now is he'll hit me up, say, hey, I see this, this, and this. What you think about this? Okay, this is a good one. We'll talk about why it's good. This one ain't good. You know, this sucker. He was 48,000 pounds. Bro, you finna run up in the mountains with this. Then you got tolls when you get up to PA and Indiana and all that. So you gotta think about how much you finna burn running up there. You gotta think about the tolls, how much fuel you gonna burn, the tolls you gonna pay. And then during this time, it was still snow on the ground. I said, man, snow's still coming down, so that's gonna slow you down. So if you don't leave early, guess what? You may not be able to get this other load coming out. And then depending on what type of facility you going to, like the facility that he delivered to this morning, it was a top load he had, and it was raining, right? So they was unloading the truck, one truck at a time, because they didn't want them to take the tarp off of the load and get the load wet. So I'm saying this is all the stuff you got to consider. It ain't just booking the load, getting in the truck and go. No, you need to always pre-plan your routes, because it may be construction on a particular route that you didn't pre-plan, right? A road may be shut down for whatever reason. You don't know what the weather is. Bro, you need to be checking the weather when you planning your routes. So I done showed him all this stuff. So now what he do, we pre-plan. We look and see what loads coming out of the area when we looking at loads going into an area. We look at what loads coming out, looking at what's the loads paying, how many loads there, just in case something go wrong and we can't get the particular load we looking at. All right, what the weather looking like, you know. Uh, are we going up mountains, or you know what I'm saying, or are we in the south? Uh, a number of different things that go into it. We talk about all this, you know. Hey, we don't run no loads into Florida unless the two connections we got in Florida got loads coming out. If they ain't got loads coming out, we don't go in there. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if the load paying $4,500 going to Miami. Man, what we gonna have to dead here from Miami, back up to Orlando or back up to Jacksonville get a load? No, I don't want that load. Tracks, tank trailer, extra $2 and going through the toll booth. Depending on where you're heading. About 90,000 pounds ain't no joke. I bet. Especially when you pull them out, you probably getting 3-4 miles to the gallon. That heavy. You gotta be getting 3-4 miles to the gallon being that heavy. Especially when you going north. But yeah, so the great thing, let me put my case on before I drop my phone. 5 miles per gallon. Hold on, y'all. Put this case back there. So, like I was saying, the great thing about my operation, and one of the reasons, it's just one, why I'm leased and not running under my own authority, is because my biggest thing besides money, my biggest thing is freedom. I don't want to be tied to no truck where I can't be free. Our flatbed should be checking the weather anyways. Facts, 100%. All right? And what I mean is, I don't want it to be like my first situation when I had my own authority, right? Let me turn some lights on right quick, y'all. So, with my first authority, my life was pretty much tied to the business, and I ain't had no freedom. My whole life was trucks, right? So, the way land store is set up, the driver pretty much can operate on his own with me being there or not. And that's the type of business I want. I want a business that can run no matter if I'm there or not. If you don't have a business that can run with you not being there, you don't have a business, you got a job. A job is somewhere you have to be. A business is somewhere you don't have to be. It's still gonna run itself, right? So, like I say, my driver know how to book his own loads and everything. So, I don't have to be there. You know what I'm saying? That's what I love about what I'm leased to. And the freedom and the money I make, etc. That's why I'm leased and not running my own authority. Because I already been there, I done it, and I don't want no pause of that no more. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has their reasoning for either having their own authority or being leased. But that's my reasoning. I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? When I'm out with my kids, I don't want nobody calling me and say, hey man, I need you to do this, I need you to do that, I need you to do this. No, that's why I'm at where I'm at. You can take care of whatever you need to take care of without me being there. The only thing you really need me for is to do payroll. Other than that, you can fully function on your own. You know what I'm saying? So, my driver hit me up about 2 weeks ago. Now I had a blowout. All right, cool. You know what to do. Go ahead and take care of it. He took care of it, called me. All right, man, I got roadside coming out, blah, 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 blah. And then, all right, cool. Let me know when you back rolling. End the conversation. See, that's how I train him. I train my driver to be independent. Now, with that being said, when I constantly educate this driver and I show him everything I do, and I show him why I don't run my own authority, and if you decide you want your own authority, this is what you got to do. I don't hide nothing from him. Yeah. I don't hide nothing from him, right? So if you feel like you want to do that, go do that. I'm glad. Because at the end of the day, like I say, you know how I treated you. So you'll be back. You'll be back if stuff don't go right in your life. And guess what? I'm going to hire you back. You know what I'm saying? Because we'll be done on good terms. So, but like I say, drivers have a big problem when they can't get home. I'm not dictating how often you home. Long as you meet these requirements, you make it still. Oh yeah, man. Hey, well, yes and no. Cool trucking, what's happening, brother? Yes and no. The reason I say yes and no, cause I'm gonna say right now, it's a dream. All right. Leased on 2 facts. It's a dream, right? The reason I say it's a dream and not a goal because I'm not making steps to make it happen. So, yeah, I do want to get in heavy haul. But right now I got so much other stuff going on. It's a dream. Hey, yeah, you need to get your own trailer, man. You know what I'm saying? But look at the pros and cons of getting your own trailer too. Because if you get your own trailer, you gotta pay insurance on your trailer. You got to replace your own tires, brakes, etc., right? If you feel that you leasing a trailer right now, if you feel like if you buy a trailer and it's more pros than cons, buying one than leasing one, yeah, go with it. But always weigh your options, right? Always weigh your options. But, so like I say, every person need to do what's gonna best suit them. I'm doing what best fit my lifestyle. Like I say, my driver can operate fully independent without me, and that's what I like, and that's what I want. And like I say, I don't dictate how often he go home and nothing like that. Cause number one, he don't even go home that often. I try to route him home sometimes, and he don't even go home. Heavy haul business is super fruitful. Facts. Heavy haul is. But like I say, man, y'all know how I operate by now. I'm not jumping into nothing that I don't know enough about where I can feel like, boom, I know this much information. Now I can jump in and I can start here and I can continue to build. I don't even feel like I'm here yet. Only thing about heavy haul, I feel like I know is what the equipment is, how to secure loads on it. I know how to get permits for oversized loads. I know how to do all that. But I don't, if I can't get myself out of a situation because I don't have enough knowledge, I look at, okay, if I get in this situation, how can I fix it? If I don't know that, then I don't need to make a step yet. You know what I'm saying? My wife released a truck, so we back out here. That's what's up. That's what's up. Congrats. So, like I say, if you love what you do and money is like what you desire the most. So number one, you already met the first requirement. You love the business. Boom. So you love what you do. Number two, if you feel like, well, I can make more money or I can make a bigger percentage if I get my own authority versus leasing, you know what I'm saying? Weigh the pros and cons of having your own versus leasing. Do that first. And then move forward. So one thing I told my homeboy today, we was talking, I said, okay, if you got your own authority, right, you got one truck and you load it, and that truck break down with a load on there, what you gonna do? Well, I ain't think about that. Exactly, that's the point. You have to think, worst case scenario, if this happened, how do I fix this? Now, the reason I brought that up, because I've been in a situation like that when I had one truck, right? My homeboy, I got a homeboy in the fire department that got his own authority, and he got a truck too. So what I did for him was, he was like, man, my shift on, I ain't gonna be able to do it. I said, so check this out. My truck broke down, I really need this load off my truck, right? Make it glide out of fact. So I said, I come into the station and work your shift because I need this load delivered. I'm going to pay you cash money to go hook up to my trailer and go drop the load, right? So he agreed. Called up the broker. Hey, this is my homeboy. This is his MC number. Blah, blah, blah. So he ran everything, made sure he had the right insurance, make sure his authority was active and everything. Said, hey, man, how to keep it if you pass away. So, man, I'm going to finish up this video. It is what it is. Phone charger because it died, and I'm going to holler at y'all.